Afternoon. So was hopping on here. I made some raisin vinegar. It has been sitting for since I started it on February 7th. So it's been that 4 to 6 week time period that when you're making raisin vinegar, how you start off with it is get some organic raisins, get a cup of those, and then I used a jar this size, and then I filled it with clean water and let it sit. Basically, the first 2 weeks you have to be pretty on top of it. I would say pretty much every day, make sure you get in there and stir up the raisins. But after that 2 week period, it kind of gets a lot easier to make the vinegar. You don't have to stir it quite as often. You can forget about it a couple of days here and there and stir it. This one I haven't stirred probably for over a week. So I knew we need some more vinegar. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it ready. So I'm getting a strainer, going to strain it into a jar here to strain everything out of it. But it's relatively one of the easiest vinegars to make. Again, you just get that cup of organic raisins. I like to use a jar this size, and then you fill it with clean water. And it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get vinegar. And you can kind of taste it if you want to in between that time to see if it's a flavor that you enjoy or would like. After I have these raisins, I will be able to add these to the compost. So these will be great raisins to add to the compost. So I will be adding those to my compost. But I just put this in one of my cabinets. I try to remember, I put a piece of tape on it so I remember to go in and stir it every day. Otherwise, I would forget to do that. Me seeing that tape on there, I'll remember to go in and stir it because definitely that first 2 weeks, you want to make sure you're getting in there every day stirring it. I like to take a wooden spoon I have. So I take that, I use this coffee filter, put it on with a rubber band so that the air can still get through it, and then stir that every day, definitely for that first 2 weeks. After that, then you want to check on it, make sure you're still looking at it, and then it takes that 4 to 6 weeks, and you'll have vinegar ready to use. Raisin vinegar is just great for a lot of things, very versatile, great on salads and a lot of different things, but that's pretty much the simplest vinegar to make. So if you haven't tried making vinegar before, I would start off with raisin vinegar, and it's just a great addition to your home and not having to go out to the store and depending on what may or may not be in that vinegar that you get there. I know we are kind of running low on vinegars. I haven't made it other ones for a while, so I might need to make some of those, but those just take a little bit more effort than because the raisins have the sugar in it, so you don't have to do the sugar process. But with the other ones, it's basically just utilizing a type of sugar. We a lot of times do organic cane sugar in ours for making other types of vinegars, but I have done it with oregano and garlic one. I've also done with feverfew, different things like that to make it more of a tincture for us. So I'm gonna have to see where we're at on that. You can also use like your old apple peels. I've done pear and apple ones before. So as you're cutting up apples, the cores, or if you peel them or anything like that, you can save those in your freezer. And then once you have enough to fill up how much you need for making the vinegar, I would have to look at that again, but fill up a good portion of what you need for a jar like this, and then you can do that process of fermenting those too. So I have done that in the past. It's just been a while, but I wanted a quick, simple one. But just again with raisins, you just got to stay up on top of it. That first 2 weeks about is what it takes, and stir it every day. Get a chopstick or a wooden spoon and get in there and stir it, and then it should be good. Check it Again, it takes that 4 to 6 weeks, but hopefully everyone is having a great and blessed day.